All right, everybody. I have literally seen hundreds, probably, videos of people taking these brass plug-ins out. The crazy thing is, I'll be honest with you, I have probably hundreds of them because I've been cutting them off. And I see people literally bringing them in the house, putting them in hot water, boiling them, pulling them out that way. And I'll be honest, I don't get that at all. So far, all my plug-ins, I haven't had any trouble using my vise. So I'm not sure why people are making all these videos acting like pulling plug wires. These wires right there, that's brass. Some of them will be nickel coated brass. Some of them will be just brass. But I got a whole bunch of them. I figured since I had so many of them, and I've seen so many videos of people taking them apart, I've been saving them. I've been saving them because of, I knew one day I'd be micro scrapping. I just knew it. Well, felt like I probably would eventually. Some of these plugs look straight up like brass. And a lot of these plugs don't. These ones, I'm going to show you what I do with these because I'll show you what I do with them, because what I do is actually just cut them. I do not try to pull them. I'm going to try a few, and I'll show you a couple of them. Let me just get a couple more real quick. Alright, so I'm back. Alright, I'm back. I've got maybe a couple dozen here. I just take a pair of pliers like this. These ones, dryer plugs, they can be a bear. So the first thing I do with them is I try it. I always got to at least give it a shot. And if you have a vise that you can put it in, give it a shot. All right, let's see what happens. There it is. Look at that big old piece of copper I get out of that. Now, I'll just throw all of my parts and pieces right into a bin right there. And sure, you're gonna have it pop out on you once in a while maybe. And yeah, you gotta put it in super tight. Especially the big ones. The big ones, you might have trouble with them, and I tell you what I've been doing with them. See, the wire itself didn't come out of that one at all. But that's still a big old piece of brass. Big old piece of brass. Got the ground plug. Yeah. Big old piece of brass. So, the first person I saw doing this was, and let me show you the other way. The other way I do this is, if I can't get it out, and I feel like I'm wasting my time, or it's just taking too much time, I'll take my hacksaw, run it down that thing a couple times. Brass. If I didn't pull any of them and I just cut them off, because they were too difficult, I'd throw it right there in my shred pile and I'd have it shred. But these smaller plugs, different plugs like this, you see people soaking them in water. I'm going to show you. You do not need to soak these in water, I promise. I mean, not soak them in water, but they're boiling them on the stove. Making all the metal soft. Get yourself a pair of pliers. Look at that. Has copper on it. So the ones that come out with copper on them, I put in a bucket right there. They come out so easy, it's not funny. You don't need to put these things in water, people. I don't know how many people you've seen. Get a little piece of brass, get a little piece of copper. That copper, of course, I'll take off later along with the brass. That plug right there is done. You can throw that in the trash. Pull out another one. Like I say, I've been watching videos. Go online and watch people pulling out these plug-ins, and they talk about heating them up. And one guy actually shows you him standing there, taking them out of the pot. After they're hot, and they're all mushy and everything else. You do not need, all you need is a vise. You get a vise, you go through these things lickety split. It's not going to take you long to go through a whole bunch of these things. Like I say, it takes a second to cut them off. It takes another second to get the brass out of them. And that's the most important part, really. If you cut the ends off, my yard doesn't take them. It will not take the ends. So, since I've been saving them up, these are solid brass pieces. And yeah, they're small. They're small. But with a vise and a pair of pliers, you clean them up in just a minute. Literally in minutes. Just stick it in there, vise her down. Pull it right out of there, copper and all. Now, like I said, I'll be cutting that copper up there too. But I got a little bucket. Look at that, comes out so easy. You don't need to heat these things up, people. So if you watch somebody heating them up and doing all this kind of goodness, don't do that. Just go ahead and get your vise, a nice pair of pliers with a long handle on them. If it comes out with no copper on it, I'll throw it in my brass bucket. If it comes out with copper on it, I'll throw it over in that bucket over there for processing more later. But I have more plugs. I just ran out in the yard, just grabbed a few of these. But you do not want to put these things in boiling water in your house. What you're going to end up with is these things here. So number one, it's probably going to stink in your house. And these right here, they're just plastic. They get real mushy. They get mushy. You're going to have different kind of plug-ins too. This one might have some copper on the inside. I could probably break this thing apart with a hammer, see what's in there. I don't go quite that far. I like these ends though. I like these ends. And if they didn't come out so easy, I wouldn't get them. But dang, can't throw that piece of brass right there away. So, Tin Man Scrapper, let me tell you who I saw this from. And he was one of the guys that mentioned that you could take these things and boil them. That's the first person I ever would say that, but then I've also seen it done since then. I might just crack this thing and see what's in there. Oh, let's see what's inside this thing. Or not. See? Too much work. It's a whole lot easier. If it's too much work, I agree. Just don't do them. But bowling them, taking all that time, when you can just pull it, pop them out like that. So this is what I do with all my plugs. I didn't used to do it at all. I'd throw them away. But now, since I'm kind of micro scrapping, brass, copper, whatever it may be. So I guess, yeah, I'm micro scrapping, but damn. For as easy as they come out, like I say, quit. If you've seen somebody bowling these things in the house, just ignore that video. Get yourself a vise. Just get yourself a vise and a good long pair of pliers. Of course, the longer the better. Give you more grip. But trust me, they pop right out like nothing. They pop out like nothing. You're gonna have to have a good sized pair of pliers where you can get a good grip on them. Look at that, processed, done, trash. Put another one in there. Literally, you can go through, if you had them laying right here on the bench, probably a couple of hundred of them in absolutely no time, and even faster if he wasn't playing out for the video. So just remember, when we're making these videos, we could actually be doing this faster if we didn't have to keep setting up, turn the camera on and off, moving it here, doing that. So imagine the money you could make on these things. Just brass, solid brass. Nickel coated, doesn't matter, it's still so much a pound. Hey, babe, it's about time for me to feed the Dioges. Okay, I'll be in a minute to get them. Love you. Billy just called and said the car does have an open recall. She lied to you. Not like the car dealers don't lie to everybody. Car dealerships lie to everybody. I've had our car at the car dealership several times this month. They're such liars. They lie about everything. If you don't have to bring your car to a dealership, don't. Let me tell you. Don't. Because in my opinion, rip off. Rip you off, steal your money, tell you need things you don't friggin' need. Boy, it makes me mad. Beautiful. Nothing makes me madder than somebody lying to you. I don't care what the lie is. Car dealerships lie. If you even work for a car dealership and you tell me they don't freaking lie, that's ridiculous. That's a lie. Especially in that garage part. But as you can see, these things come out. Forget about all the hot water videos that you've seen on taking these things apart. It's stupid. Stupid. Don't do it. Advice is the best way. Like I say, these pliers are, you can see how long they are. Pretty long pair of pliers. You hook them bad boys on there and you're going to get a grip. Look at that. seconds, literally. I'm gonna do about 10 more or so of these things. And now I'm gonna go feed my Dioges. Got 3 Dioges that at 5 o'clock, boy, let me tell you what, they are ready to eat. How many of y'all have dogs that tell you what time it is? I do. Our dog tells me exactly what time it is, and he knows every day when it's time to eat. When you see the dogs coming running around your feet, at least at my house, and I feed them at 5, between 4:30 and 5, but at 4 o'clock, they're letting me know that time is growing near. They don't want us to forget about them. If I have trouble with one of these things, you can bend that thing about 3 times, and you might not get the inside piece. See there? You just bend them a couple times, they break right off. So I didn't get that little bit on the inside, but it was giving me trouble. So if it's giving me trouble, I'm all about easy. Easy. So if it's easy, I'll do it. If it's hard, probably won't do it. Like I say, if it doesn't come out, although it's not going to hurt you. Has already came out about halfway. Alright, what just happened? Something just happened to my, maybe some WD. It's acting like it don't want to move like it was before. Probably some trash in it. There we go, much better. That's some trash in it. This is the way to do it, though. This is the way to do it. Like I say, you can bend them things just a few times, and it will come pop right off of there. Guaranteed. Oop, that's part of it. Does not take much. I'd much rather get it all the way out. Look at that. Nothing to it. Quit bringing this stuff in the house because you've seen somebody make a video putting heat on this stuff. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's not going to make them easier, I promise. Not going to make them easier. It's going to make it pretty harder because they're soft. And I mean, that's pretty easy right there. You don't get any easier than that. Next thing you know, you got a hell of a pile of brass. Trash, brass. All right, let me get a few more of these things and I got to go feed the Dioges. My Dioges are hungry. It's right about 5 o'clock now, everybody, here in southeast Southport, North Carolina, which is where I live, which is where I love. I love this place. Nice piece of copper come out of there. Look at that. All that brass and copper, gonna add up. One day, you're gonna be like, boy, I wish I had all them brass pieces that I should have took out. I'd have a paycheck today. Look at that. Man, that's beautiful. Show me the money. Look at that. Man, doesn't get any easier than that, everybody. Does not get any easier than that. So completely ignore any video, in my opinion, you've seen people soaking these things in hot water in their kitchen. You don't need to do that. You're wasting your time. Does it make the plastic soft? Yeah, I imagine it does, but then when you try to grab a hold of it, look at that nice piece. Twist them up, cut that off later. When you grab a hold of that thing, it's just going to be mushy. And when you're done with this, throw that piece right in the trash. It's only a piece of rubber. Not good for nothing. Plastic, rubber, whatever you want to call it. Micro scrapping plugs. Is it worth it? Probably. Be my guess. I would say yes. I think micro scrapping is worth it anyways. A lot of people think it's just a waste of time. And a lot of people have probably more scrap than I do. I'm not saying I don't have a freaking pile out there. I got a pile of scrap out there. And maybe I am wasting my time. But it's my time. Guess I can play with it the way I want to. And I'm talking about scrapping. Although I can play with it the way I want to. Also. So, a couple more. I'm going to call it a night. Going to feed my dogs. Gonna make a quick video. Probably of this. Actually, probably of this. Paul came over today. And we got some cleaning up done is what we did. We got a lot of cleanup to do. We brought a load of trash. Because you know when you're scrapping, you always end up with trash. So we went ahead and brought in a load of trash to the scrap yard, to the trash place today. All the styrofoam, plastic, coating from my cords, all the coating off of them when I strip them. All that went to the landfill today. I hate bringing anything to the landfill, but really don't have a lot of choice when it comes to scrapping. You're going to end up with some trash that you just can't get rid of. Also have a tube TV. I wish that when Silver Scorpion was here, he would have grabbed all my tube TVs because I'm getting ready to bring them to the scrapyard because if I take it, to the landfill, because if I take anything out of them, they won't take them. All its contents have to be still in it, or they won't take it. So the little Christmas bell, that's what I call it, Christmas bell, it's at the end of it. If I take it off, I have to pay to dump it. God, it drives me insane. So I don't take anything out of my TVs. Seems like they would recycle they would want to recycle the all the plastic, all the glass. TVs and old TVs and big tube TVs. I think it's got a lot of glass in them. And it seems like to me that recycling that glass would be not a bad idea at all. Isn't that awesome, everybody? Look at that. You can run through these things, a couple, 200 or 300 of them, in no time at all. especially if you already got a handful, big handful of them, or a bucket full of them like I do. And a nice pair of pliers and a vise. And that's how easy it is. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Landfill didn't get any of that. Landfill didn't get any of that. They're going to get these little plastic bits. Nothing I can do about that. Like I said, you're going to end up bringing stuff to the landfill. But quit watching videos of people putting these things in hot water, because that will be the absolute last thing you need to do with these plugs, as long as you got a pair of good pliers and a vise. And if you know anybody that is wondering how to do this, please share this video. And if you've watched it this far and I've given you an idea or helped you in any way, please hit that thumbs up button for me, because it's really going to help. If you get a thumbs up, that means you probably liked it, or even a thumbs down. I don't care if you give me a thumbs down. At least that means that I got a reaction out of somebody. Nice. Like I said, YouTube doesn't matter to them whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Yeah, which is kind of strange, but that's the way YouTube is. If it's a thumbs down, score. If a thumbs up, score again. So you do whatever one you want to do, but I'm hoping that you give me the thumbs up. I like them better. And if you've seen anybody or been looking anywhere online on how to do this, this should help. This is 10 times better than bringing them in, put them all in a pot, turn the stove on, get it up to boiling. I mean, literally, get it up to boiling. Melt these things down or soften them up. So you're going to have 30 minutes just in that. When in 30 minutes, all them plugs you put in there and more, I would already have stripped down. I already have it stripped down. Ugh. All right, I'm sure I've already passed my 5 o'clock number, so I guess I'm gonna call it a day, guys. It's past 5 o'clock. Did I get anything done today? I did. Pretty much got a lot of stuff done today. Paul was here, like I said. We did some yard work, cleaning up out back here where I'm getting ready to get a pool put in. Remember, we did a video of the pool after the cleanup of the pool. That's about 90% done, not 100. And getting ready to tear down one of my buildings, or I would really like to try to move it. So I'm going to try to move a building with my four-wheel drive. I think I can get through the gate, to be honest with you. I think I made that gate wide enough for my truck to get through. So I'm going to get some change together and try to move a building instead of tearing it down, because it was the first thing we were going to do was tear it down. And we decided, you know what? All we really have to do is move that thing over to another part of the yard. Or the yard, as some of you Yankees would say, the yard. Move it over to another part of the yard. Move it over to that part. I'm not making funny of you. I'm a Yankee too. Alright guys, that was my last one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that thumbs up button if you think it was a good one. Check this out, Paul. Paul, my buddy on YouTube, oops, excuse me, sending me gloves. Thank you. And I think these are the ones that, if you hit them with a knife, they got semi uncuttable. And the reason why he sent them, if you look at back a few videos, you'll see me running this saw right here doing some micro scrapping. And I ran that damn thing right through my finger. I'm not supposed to do that. Whether I'd had gloves on or not, that'd have got me. Got me good. First time I ever cut myself with a Sawzall blade. It cut worse than a knife. And then I did a little dance behind it. So, like Ian Matthews says, I gave a little bit of blood to the scrap gods, and did a little dance. So we don't want to be dancing anymore. So I'm wearing my gloves. I'll see you on the next one, everybody, and thanks for sticking around and watching my video. All right, everybody, so my wife goes to the front door this morning, Sunday, opens up the door, laying on the floor, was a package. She grabs it, she said, "Did you order something?" Not that I can remember. So she gives me a package. I didn't even really look, I just thought it was kind of small and light. And I just ripped open the top. Check it out. As soon as my hand came out of the box, I knew exactly where that came from. Thank you, Paul. Smart ass. I love you anyway. Appreciate you sending the gloves. Next time, I'm gonna wear them. I promise. You'll see me more in videos wearing the gloves from now on, instead of the Band-Aids. But I am gonna bring these into my Connex box where I do my micro scrapping, so that if I do cut myself, I can use them. Everybody say hello to my granddaughter, Kendallin. That's Princess Kendallin on, what do you do, YouTube or?
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube, Princess Kendallin. Check her out. This is something that came out of that paint booth, as you can see. Paint booth. And it's a pretty heavy box. It's got quite the equipment in it. Not sure exactly what any of it is, but they replaced it all. And they gave me the booths. Did you see the booths that I picked up? So I'm not gonna say there's gonna be a whole lot of money in this box, but it's pretty cool. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get all the wire, everything I can get out of it. Old paint booth. After I finished scrapping and I've cleaned my hands, my wife allows me to come inside and help her cook dinner. And tonight's entree is shake and bake chicken, Brussels sprouts. What else? Shake and bake, Brussels sprouts. I love me some Brussels sprouts. And what else? Not sure. Maybe some instant potatoes. That'd be good. I like instant potatoes. You guys like instant potatoes? So anyway, just so you know, I'm not just a scrapping grandpa. I also come in and help my wife cook. She didn't say nothing.